plant, the facility at the schools last
spring, yep, okay.
Kim's the principal and director of operations currently, and the incoming superintendent, who we read in the paper may be starting in January.
Sounds like
As
it.
opposed to later. So she's going to catch us up on all the things that are going on in the school, the referendum and all that, and she'll take questions during and after.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Thank you. Good to see everyone. Large group today. Wow, we must have an important topic. We do. Anyway, well, it is good to see everyone. I'm getting better at faces in our community here. I know quite a few people, but always know that you can call me at school, or you can call Don Langen at school, or Jocelyn Murphy with questions too, and we'll be welcome, try to do the best we can to get back to you to answer questions, because we want people to feel that they can call us and find out what's going on, or come in to talk, or whatever, you want to know about the school. We're very open to talk about it. So it isn't, it's all public. Our school is a public school, and it's open to our community, and we need to be open to telling you about what's going on in the school. Well, I thought I would first get you caught up a little bit on the beginning of the school year, just to kind of get an idea of how the start of our year has gone. And I mean, we're already nearing November, but we've had a very good start to the school year. We have 544 students in our K-12, and it's coming up. It's finally, we've taken the turn and we're coming up a little bit. So that was real nice to have an increase in our student population. Last year we were at about 538. I was pretty optimistic, thinking it was going to even be higher this year, because we do have some new kids. We have quite a few new kids, but we usually lose some too, so that's kind of how that works out. We do pick up, and this is new to us, we pick up 8 students in Tower. We have a bus that goes out there. We've got 2 pickup points out in Tower, and we also have 5 that come to us from Babbitt, just to give you an idea. And so we have a bus that goes that way also. And years ago, working in the schools, it was kind of taboo to drive your school bus into another school district. It was like one of those things that, no, you don't do that. Well, times have really changed, and now it's to that point that, we'd be almost nuts to not do that, to not at least have pickup points if we have students that want to be coming to our school district. And so it is competitive. It is competitive, and it is about getting enough students to come in our district so we can remain open and run quality programs and so forth. But what's so nice about Ely Public Schools is that we're small enough to know all of our students, that we really do know our kids, know them by name, know most of the families, and we try to keep that open relationship going. And so that's something that we want to make sure people are hearing, that we do have the open door policy. I know that one comment that gets brought up sometimes is the homeschool population. That's always a topic that gets brought up, and it's been in every school district that I've been in. But in Ely, when I got here at first, we had about, first time I looked at our homeschool numbers, we were sitting at 44. Now we're down to 38. And so even with our homeschool kids, we're trying to include them. If we have a program that students want to be a part of, we let them be a part of it. We aren't closing our doors to them. We have some students that come in just part-time and take a few classes or participate in some extracurricular activities. We are open to that, because we want to get every student that's wanting to come and be a part of it. And sometimes it's just getting those kids in the school doors too, and finding out what it's like to be in a public school. And a lot of times they're happy to be around, the social part of school also. So that's something that we work on. Another big thing this year is we now have all-day, everyday kindergarten in Ely. So we have 2 sections of all-day, everyday kindergarten. We have 47 kindergartners that signed up this year, which is up from what we've had, so we're real excited about that. 2 sections of it. The all-day, everyday kindergarten does take some transitioning for the students, because it's a long day. at first, but usually they get through the first couple of weeks and then things kind of settle in. We were pleased that we were able to get some of our students back who had left because of all-day, everyday kindergarten programs elsewhere. And so we were just real pleased with that 47 this year coming in the kindergarten. You know, the enrollment goes up and down, but I remember last year working with our 7th grade, and that number was sitting around the lower 30s for a while. So when we heard we were up to 47, you know, that was really a nice number coming in. And the grade levels, the elementary grade levels are higher than our high school overall. So that's real positive, showing that, you know, we've got some stability coming through now. So that's real exciting for the school system and for Ely as a whole. Another big change this school year was that due to the fact that we're trying to use less of the square footage in our facilities, which we'll talk about today, we've done some moving around of our programs. And so we have moved the 5th and 6th grade students into the memorial building. And they had been in the elementary. So we have a middle school wing, and we certainly didn't add on anything. This was all their vacant rooms and so forth that we have spruced it up a bit, and we have now the 5th and 6th grade over in the memorial building. But I want you to know that we keep them separate. So it's basically like a middle school within our high school, and they're as separate as we can make them. You know, they're in their own wing, they have their own entryway. They were already using some of the same facilities, but it's really worked out well. The students do not come in, the 5th and 6th grade students don't come in and just mingle with all of our big kids. They have their own area that they can be in. When they come in the morning, they have a set area that they can stay in, maybe in designated bathrooms for grade levels and those kinds of things, because we really did not want the younger kids mingling with the older kids. That's not good. Even, you know, right now we've got 7 through 12, that's our high school. The 7th and even 8th sometimes are a little young to be with the high school. And so we're going to be doing more and more where we're going to do some 5-8 curricular kinds of things. That's what's kind of coming in the years to come now. We're going to work on doing more of that middle school kinds of things. So anyway, you have to, you know, it's so important that we keep things at the proper developmental level for our students. Whether they're in 1st grade, 12th grade, or 7th, or whatever, they all have different needs. And even though we're pretty much one complex, I mean, we're a couple put together, but there's so many different needs for the different levels of kids. Another thing for our 5th and 6th, we have in that group of teachers, we have 2 brand new teachers over there, it's been refreshing to have some new faces too, and it's just that whole transition went really well. Another new thing in our school, in the high school, is we have a new football coach, new high school football coach and assistant football coach. And some people might think, well, that's just football. But in a school and in a high school, it really can make or break the culture of a school, what's going on. And I really believe in creating a positive school culture. And the more we can do that's positive and keep our kids doing active things in school, in the school day, we don't want them to leave. We don't want them to leave and go off campus to go to the college. It doesn't mean that we don't want them to take some college credits from within, but it's our goal to keep our kids in our school and keep them there. So we try to really work on the culture and making sure that it's, you know, well functioning, and we've got a great staff. So I'm real pleased with that. Online is another big thing. We made a change in our high school schedule. We are on a 6-period day, and what we've done this year is we eliminated study halls. So basically all of our kids had one study hall, which was a full hour. And so that was a full hour that we couldn't give them a class, that they had a study hall. And so what we've done is we've pared that down, and all kids, and this is 7 through 12, except for seniors, they don't have nobody has a study hall except for seniors. but we did put in an advisory period, a 20-minute advisory period after period 3 each day, where there are classes of about 22 to 25 students, and there's a teacher advisor that oversees them. And that's a time when we get announcements out, where we have assemblies, where we do different things during that time also. And it also is a bit of a break time for kids, but it can be a study time too. For students feeling like, oh, I don't have a study hall anymore, it's still a 20-minute chunk of time that some organizing and some studying can go on during that time. So that was new this year. Seemed to, have gone pretty well. Along with that, when I talk about the online courses, last year we had 5 students in our building that were taking online courses somewhere during the school day. I'm talking about kids that are in our school that take an online class from our school site. And this year we have 35. And so it's something we have to pay attention to. I mean, it can be good and bad. I mean, it's good in that there's opportunities for students to take elective courses that they wouldn't normally be able to take maybe because we're a small school. But we also, again, we want them taking the courses we have. And so we have it as an option, and we've got 35 kids interested in it. And so we've had to designate a few periods during the day for online too, where they are supervised during that time. And we go through a program, it's called Northern Star Online. It's an online school through the cities where we contract through them, and we're part of their consortium, and so we pay a set rate, and we can have students take their classes, and we don't lose our school funding for the kids. And so that's pretty crucial in that everything's about money, in the school. So anyway, yes.
What kinds of classes do they?
Well, as far as what kinds of classes, there's a variety of them, but on the one sheet I gave you, it's on actually the 2006 operating referendum, but down below, we've added a section showing the classes our students are taking online. Everybody see that? It's a single sheet at the bottom. And this is what we've got going on this year. We have one student taking an art mentorship class. We've got advanced placement statistics, which is 2 students. It's a very high-end class. Very few students would probably even be asking for that. So this is a great time that they can take it. We've got 2 taking astronomy, 3 in business, 1 in career investigation, 1 in constitutional law, and you can see as they go down, 3 in Japanese, a couple in Spanish. We only have German at our high school. German is the language that we have, so it's not uncommon when we have kids that want to take Spanish or take another language. We have 1 student that wants to take Russian, and we haven't been able to, we can't find that for that student. So, but anyway, so there are opportunities here. What I find though in the online is that our higher functioning students do very well with online, but kids that struggle even more with online. And so it isn't that we should steer all of our kids to go down that road either. It's just we have to be selective and kind of on needs of kids and so forth. But it's not, the online courses are rigorous, and it isn't just, some kids, I think the majority of kids find that it's more difficult taking online. That's what I have found. Any of you in here, I know I've taken a number of online classes too, and it's, you have to stay with it. Stay on it, and there's a lot of posting and a lot of, you have to be up on your technology so you know how to be submitting assignments and doing a variety of things. So, but we do have it. We have it for an